If you're gonna talk smack, you better make sure you're getting the last laugh. Here are the craziest times where trash talk preceded unfortunate events. Kicking things off with a moment that happened at the biggest tournament of them all. At Champs in 2024, the CDL did something special with the stage layout, hosted just north of Dallas by Optic Texas. For the first time on main stage, teams would face each other directly rather than side by side. This face-to-face configuration was designed to intensify the atmosphere, and it didn't take long for the sparks to fly.
Bomb is down and he's stomping around. 1v2, one of the best clutch players in the league, kid, get it done! Holy fuck, yeah, look at me! JoeDeceives at the end.
In winners round 2, it was LA Thieves versus Optic Texas, and Thieves took a commanding 2-0 lead in the series. Confident they'd close out the match, Thieves player JoeDeceives couldn't resist the opportunity to let his opponents know exactly how he felt. But as we all know, the unwritten rule in esports is don't talk trash unless you're gonna win the series, which Optic's Pred knew all too well.
Like, when they won that map too, I was just telling them, like, remember that face? Like, all of them that are so happy, look how happy they are. Like, they're so joyful.
Let's go, they're all smiles and happy now. Just remember the f happens when we sweep them. Just remember, look at them, they're all happy, they think it's won. You went low, I think.
Last guy third. Alright, chat, let's go. 100% third. Stop this, one shot, absolutely.
Nice!
Pred called the reverse sweep, and after winning map 3, suddenly the entire complexion of the match shifted.
It's away from victory as Kenny keeps them in the fight here on the point. They're back in, enough time to win. You can't get there fast enough if you're Thieves, and we go the distance here at Champs.
After Optic claimed map 4, the unthinkable was becoming reality. Now just one map remained. Optic needed to win the search and destroy to secure the reverse sweep and sweet revenge.
Let's go, found it. Just come in the bomb.
I have low, he has to go top. Low.
Optic had done it, and they made sure to let LA Thieves know exactly why trash talking that early was a costly mistake. While JoeDeceives' antics played out in-game, there was another LAT rivalry which started out of game. It all began when the topic of expansion made waves as it usually does once a year. With the CDL being a 12-team league and only 48 players, many have wondered whether expansion to 16 would allow more players from the amateur scene, challengers, to get opportunities they deserve. However, when asked about this topic, LA Thieves player Envoy didn't hold back when he gave his opinion.
You think some of the matches are boring to watch now? Yeah, let's expand that shit. The talent is just not good anymore, bro. It's straight up. Like, some of the talent nowadays is better, and the teams are structured better, but like, dude, there is way less talent. For CWL, last time there were 16 teams, the bottom 6 teams were still dog shit. No, like, these matches will be even more uncompetitive.
Teammate Scrap also echoed these sentiments, arguing that more teams would simply dilute the talent pool. Even team owner Nadeshot seemed to align with this perspective.
There's 12 teams in the league. All right, say you added 2 more to get us 14. I don't know if there is enough talent to make the league less top heavy.
But not everyone agreed. This viewpoint didn't sit well with the veterans of the community who remembered how things were in the pre-franchising era. The scene was more open and accessible to emerging talent. Envoy, though, doubled down on this view in a podcast, and even pinpointing one specific player who came from challengers who he wasn't particularly fond of.
Rookie Super had your number.
Super! Don't get me started on how this guy's playing. If I play like that, I might have a 1.6. Baiting the whole damn team.
Targeting an individual player is rarely a smart strategy though. It provides them the ultimate motivation to prove the doubters wrong. And that is exactly what happened.
2v2, that's the 6 free. He's got now, but it should be traded. Hydra shut him down, but now a 1v1, and it doesn't last Heretics. They have done it, the upset complete, and in the most dramatic fashion. You talk trash, and they let him know. Oh, my words. Talk trash about the challengers, wrong about that. Talk trash about the kid, and they let him know in game.
In one of the most shocking upsets in the CDL era, Miami Heretics sent the heavily favoured LA Thieves tumbling to the losers bracket, and Super made sure to let his feelings be known after the victory, though this moment was not without its own share of controversy. LA Thieves, however, got the last laugh in the ends. They eliminated Miami from the losers bracket before going on to win the major. And despite all this, Envoy still doubled down on his viewpoints.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Miami should have lost the first series with the Skyline HP gunship call-in, but yeah, like I said before, I mean, the challenger players want to talk all this shit, come in the league, get dead last, so it's just insane.
The rivalry was set to reach its climax at the World Championship 2025. Unfortunately for the Thieves, they were upset in round 1 by the Boston Breach, a team loaded with former Challengers players, adding another layer of irony to the situation. In the end, Heretics outlasted Thieves at the year's most important tournament, seemingly giving Super and the Challengers community the last word in this heated debate, and Envoy got dropped by his team shortly after. While Super made sure everyone heard his response, the next player on this list let his gameplay do all of the talking. Kyler Hooh Garland entered the Black Ops 6 season with something to prove. After enduring several winless seasons, many wondered if his best days were behind him. Hooh, though, was hungry for redemption, and his performances in 8 lobbies early on were nothing short of spectacular.
I'm staying down, we have time. He's in his spawn. That's fucked up.
However, not everyone was impressed. Sib of Cloud9 New York became increasingly vocal about Hooh's resurgence. After falling to Hooh in an 8s match, Sib did not hold back, suggesting that Hooh's practice dominance would not translate into professional competition.
Bro, this guy's the best, bro. He's literally the best. Somebody pick him up, please, bro. Somebody.
Kyle's just gonna go to lane and go 20 and 45.
Jesus Christ.
Can I give all these guys $1 million to kill me on lane?
Kyler, he's dog pro loot.
But this trash talk was about to be put to the ultimate test. As Hooh signed with the Optic Texas, he suddenly found himself with a perfect platform to prove Sib wrong. The stage was set for a Major 3 qualifier showdown between Optic and Cloud9. In the end, Optic secured a convincing victory, with Hooh delivering exactly the kind of performance that has made him a legend. Meanwhile, Sib's own gameplay fell well short of expectations, making his comments earlier in the year look rather foolish. And the story didn't end there. At the World Championship, the biggest stage in competitive COD, Hooh completed this phenomenal redemption arc in the most emphatic way possible. His second champs win, cementing his status as one of the all-time greats. Sib's early season prediction became one of the most poorly aged takes in competitive Call of Duty history, and throughout this entire saga, Hooh's response was the complete opposite.
I am truly speechless. I really just want to say thank you to everyone here. Thank you to my family back home.
While he could easily have fired back hard at Sib, he chose the high road, letting his tournament victories speak louder than any trash talk ever could. But even after being proven wrong, Sib refused to back down from his stance.
Bro, he has the 3 best players in the world on his team.
Hooh took a similar approach against one of his former teammates in 2025. When Hooh was briefly released by Optic in favour of Pred, Kenny took to the stream to explain his recent underperformance, seemingly singling out some of Hooh's players as being part of the problem.
You see what I'm saying? So then, like, people be like, "Oh, Ken's his ass. He just lost a gunfight." But I'm expecting me to have help. Like, if my teammate responded to Ken, that's all you. That's your gunfight. That's all you had to win. That's your one. Then I play it completely differently. Then I know I cannot give myself shit timing and play off a snap.
It was clear that Kenny was not on board with the style of gameplay Hooh brought to the table at the time, and many theorized he was part of the decision to bring back the original lineup with Pred. But as time went on, Kenny's individual performance continued to suffer, and Hooh was no longer on the team to blame. When Hooh returns and Optic parted ways with Kenny, he joins the Minnesota Rocker and played better individually, but comfortably fell to Optic in the battle to qualify for champs, not even getting the opportunity to defend his 2024 trophy. Hooh, on the other hand, let his gameplay do the talking, and more. But this was not the only drama that Sib was involved in. At the start of Modern Warfare 3 in 2024, teams came together to implement a ban on sound equalization via a gentleman's agreement, a GA.
The glaring issue right now is everyone's running sound equalization. Pro players are absolute cowards, so like the comp is just the skill gap is like closer than it's ever been.
While technically legal in the online domain, as the CDL had no easy way to clamp down on it, the community recognized that sound EQ fundamentally reduced the skill gap. But because this is a GA, the CDL don't enforce this rule themselves, meaning it relied entirely on trust and mutual respect between the players.
You know what it is? All these, the AMs get picked up, and then they just don't care.
They've been using ATS, they've been using single tap, they've been using EQ.
But midway through the season, suspicions began to mount, and Sib decided to voice his concerns publicly. He put out a tweet accusing some people of not abiding by the gentleman's agreement. Now, Sib didn't directly accuse one specific player, but he did name drop the Seattle Surge for being a culprit. As you might expect, it didn't take long for a member of the Surge to defend themselves. 04 immediately fired back, dismissing Sib's allegations with a cutting remark. "Come on, lil man, don't spread this rumour." Sib, the little man, then doubled down, accusing Surge of breaking even more GAs during their recent matchup in which New York lost. It was here where Sib came out with one of the most outrageous guarantees ever. "I'll sell my testes if I ever lose to you all again." Sib seemed furious with Surge and confident that they were ruining integrity. 04, on the other hand, continued to provoke Sib, once again calling him the lil man. Many of the community were itching to find out if this would backfire. Fortunately for Sib, it was 04 who would get his dose of instant karma as New York prevailed in the next few matchups. But 04 did eventually earn the right to call for Sib's manhood, with the teams facing off on LAN in Group B at the Esports World Cup that year, where 04's team prevailed on LAN and Sib crashed out of the tournament. To raise the stakes even further, this time we're talking about Sib's former teammate Hydra. At the World Championship in 2024, it was the New York Subliners up against Atlanta FaZe. This was a highly anticipated matchup because it involved arguably the two best SMG players in the game at the time, Hydra and Sib. Before this match, it was announced that Simp was the MVP of the season. In Map 1 though, Hydra showed why the awards should have gone to him. However, FaZe bounced back to take the next two maps, pushing to what seemed like an inevitable victory. But it was here where FaZe made a bold move and the trash talk began flowing. And as we've seen repeatedly, trash talking before securing the win is playing a dangerous game. New York tied the series up 2-2 and things went all the way to a map 5.
Oh my, it's a 1v1. There's simply no way. Hydra sends it forwards! And he just catches the tip of MC.
After chirping mid-series, it was FaZe who would end up eating their own words. The MVP award may have gone to Simp, but Hydra had the last word. The line between confidence and arrogance is not easy to draw. An Optics superstar seemingly angered the COD gods at the start of 2025. Shotzi decided he had had enough of the antics of his rivals, firing off a series of tweets clowning the mindset of his fellow pros. Put the fries in the bag.
Man, you've been talking some trash lately. Like, where is this coming from?
I have to. I'm literally not getting real practice. And what I mean by that is, like, people, they want to say they want to win and this and that, but, like, when I'm playing against them, I know for a fact they're kill whoring, they're not doing efficient stuff. And to me, it's annoying because, like, as a competitor, you want to get better. And the way to get better is by playing against good people that actually know what they're doing.
Shotzi seemingly especially agitated by the actions of the Carolina Royal Ravens in practice, playing a rather different playstyle and effort level to that expected in official CDL competition. But unfortunately for Shotzi, the Ravens struck back, knocking them out of Minor 1, Major 1 on LAN, and then 3-0ing them during the Major 2 qualifiers as Optics started a truly horrific run of form.
When he was going on his villain arc and all the stuff he was tweeting, that he was just tweeting advice to his own team. Like, do you think he realized that he was just giving advice to his future self?
Shotzi recognised karma had come to bite, so he kept his mouth shut for the rest of the season. At the World Championship, the superstar got his own revenge on the community, levelling up to seemingly impossible heights and dropping a legendary tweet to bring the curtain down on a remarkable season arc for the Green Wall. Which moment do you think was the craziest? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.